All right. Hello, Knockouts. Tanya TKO here. And as you know, I'm a self-love specialist from TanyaTKO.com. I help you learn how to what? Love yourselves and one another. On this channel, we use viral video topics as teachable moments for what self-love or self-abuse looks like in your own life. Today, we're going to be talking about this video that I saw making its rounds. If you haven't seen it, prepare. The title of this video that I saw, it says, "The most dangerous thing for a black man in America isn't a weapon." You know, let's we're gonna take a gander. We're gonna take a gander at that. But before we do, I see Erin already has her 10 up. So go ahead, text notification squad. Go ahead and throw up your 10s below. Here we go. Throw up those 10s, throw up those 10s. And then after that, we're going to turn the live broadcast on to Twitter and Facebook. They're tardy to the party. You know, we start over here on YouTube and then we take it to the other platforms. Hey, welcome in, welcome in. Well, what better day to speak about this than on Juneteenth? What better day? What better day? So if you're a part of the text notification squad, you know that you get a text 15 minutes before each live broadcast so that you can show up and commune with the other fellow TKO Tech Squad crew. Welcome in. Thank you. Everybody give a round of applause to the TKO Tech Squad because these are the people who sponsor the show. And these are the people who contribute monthly to be able to show their love, show their support, and get a text all at one time. So thank you all so very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You all are the MVPs. Thank you to all of the people who send me topics and videos to cover on this show. You all are the ones that help me keep it fresh. Thank you to the people who send the Cash Apps through. If you want me to read your comment on air, the link to the Cash App is below. So without further ado, let's jump into this video. Let's get this up on Periscope has been initiated. Facebook initiated. So now let's give them 20 seconds to get into the broadcast and then we're going to jump right into the video. So welcome in everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad to have you here. I am your host, Tanya TKO, and I'm a certified clinical hypnotherapist and a certified life coach with a specialty in relationship coaching. So let's take a look at this and see what it is that we have here. What do we have here? What do we have here?
Turn it off. Turn it off.
Look, you all might need to pause that and take a look at it for yourself. If you didn't see, it's basically a video compilation of young Caucasian girls crying, and then when the beat drops, they stop crying. Some of them put on sinister looks and all of this other stuff. So we're going to dive into another video that I saw where a black man actually came out and he was speaking on this. This has been the hoopla that came out because of this video. It was stunning. So here, let's take a look. Let me find the right screen for you all. There we go. All right. So here, let's take a look. Here.
For hate speech, so I'm not.
Okay, let's refresh this and come at this again.
Hey, look, they took my last video down for hate speech, so I'm not gonna say anything. All I'm gonna say is, under that sound, there's a bunch of videos of white women who are crying, and then when the beat drops, they stop crying, right? And the challenge is to show how convincing that performance was. I'm not gonna say anything. All I'm gonna say is,
This dude.
right? I'm not gonna say anything. Right. Right.
Okay, so
Hey, look.
yeah. Oh my goodness. There's so much to unpack here. There's so much to unpack. So basically, I mean, we can come back to his video, but let's just scroll through some of these videos of the young ladies.
Turn it off.
All right, next.
Turn it off.
All right, next one.
Turn it off.
All right, next. Oh, then this person put up a whole bunch of other stuff in the post. Okay. Because this person here was basically, so I guess there's a whole bunch of these videos online. And then and then the black guy is coming out with his whole.
Hey, look, they took my last video down for hate speech, so I'm not gonna say anything. All I'm gonna say is, under that sound, there's a bunch of videos of white women who are crying. And then when the beat drops, they stop crying, right? And the challenge is to show how convincing that performance
Do you know
was.
what he's talking about when he
I'm
gives
not
you
gonna
the
say
eye
anything.
contact? Look, he's going to give you the eye
All I'm
contact.
gonna
Look.
say is,
What you going to say?
right?
Look, you know something? I just, I want to see some of your comments. Gosh. Oh, my Lord. Let me turn the phone lines open. Let me open up the phone lines, y'all, because I need to hear from you all about this. Oh, my Lord. All right, the phone lines are open. 323-488-3149. You know, the most disturbing part about this video to me is the caption, honestly. That's the most disturbing part of the video to me, that some white girls enter into some challenge online to see how they can cry on command and then turn it off. And then black men make this about them. That's the part that's confusing. Like, how did they tie A and B together? Like, if you see white girls crying and then all of a sudden you're like, yeah, they're going to be. Let me grab this first phone call. You're on the air live with Tanya. What's your name?
I'm sorry, I think I called the wrong number. Wait, no, is it Tanya TKO?
Yes, you say you're calling the wrong number and I'm playing in the background?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't hear what you said. Sorry, it kind of cut off. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is Jeremy Eddington.
Okay, Jeremy, how can we help you?
I was watching the live video.
You're still watching the live video, and I'd like for you to turn it down in the background so you can concentrate on the phone call.
Okay,
Unless, of course, you don't want to be on the phone.
Yes, absolutely. I'm sorry.
Because if we're disturbing you from watching, go ahead now.
Oh, no. Sorry, I'm just a little nervous. This is the first time I've done this. I just
Don't
like
be
her
nervous.
videos a lot. That's why.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm watching the video on the on how
Let's
they
get to your
kind of
comment.
just changed their.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's so crazy on how they just switch their their face expressions.
What's crazy about it?
It's it's not crazy as in like I'm trying to find a way to explain it. It's weird because it just seems like to them it's a joke where they can go from just laughing, from crying and crying and crying and act like something's wrong to smiling and saying like, "Oh, I got you."
Okay.
And
How
to
many
me, it's just
people do
kind
you
of.
think? Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, please.
I just said like to me, it just seems like with people who kind of show that behavior, it kind of just shows that nowadays it's like a way of saying like, oh, we can get what we want, or we can pretty much when we if we feel like we can get over on somebody by crying or pull on people's heartstrings, we can turn it on just with the snap of a finger. But then once we get what we want, we're gonna smile and be devilish behind the scenes. Does that make sense?
Okay. All right. Well, what percentage of the population do you think can cry on command?
Um, I mean,
If
I
you had
would
to take a
say
wild guess.
just well guess I'll say like 25, maybe 30%.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for giving your comment.
No problem, no problem.
All right. Bye-bye. Listen, nobody has to be afraid to call me. Just call and be ready to talk. It's just as simple as that. People calling up and all this time is being squandered on getting you to turn your TV down in the background. You're on the air live with Tanya. How can we help
Oh,
you?
oh, hey Tanya,
Hi.
how are you?
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to say I'm a black woman, and honestly, I can cry on command, and I have used my tears in a way where I have fully cried and then turned around and not cried, and it's basically you're a woman. Use your feminine energy. People are gonna like respond to women crying, and it's like I think black women think that they can't use the tears, but you fully can, and you should really utilize it. And it's not demonic, it's called getting what you want. And that's all I have to say.
Well, thank you so much for calling in.
Thanks, Tanya. I do enjoy your show. Thank
Well,
you.
thank you. Well, before you go, since you're continuing to talk, so what are some of the things that you say that you've been able to get what you want from with the cry on command?
Oh, just like with like jobs and things, like if like somebody's kind of like coming at you, like, and like you can just be like, I have to cry, I have to leave, and then immediately they're like, oh, you've really like touched her emotionally, like, so it's like that. Or even if you're like at customer service and like they won't do something for you, if you just start crying, they're going to be like, oh, like, are you okay? Or like I was saying in the chat, I'm just like, when I want to get my checks like cashed at the bank, if they're like, oh, this is like a check, and I'm like, oh my God, like that's when I pull out my tears. I'm like, I've been with you for over a decade, blah, 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 blah. And then you just start crying. And then it's like automatically they're like, oh my gosh, like she's crying. Like get the manager, like we have to do something about it. So
So
it's like, I don't
you're
know, black
crying at
women.
work, the bank, and in the line for customer service?
Oh no, this is not like a regular occurrence. This is like probably like once a year when I need to get something done.
Oh. And you say that this is just being a woman.
Yeah. If you're a
Okay.
woman, you can use your feminine energy to get what you want.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Well, thank you for giving your point of view. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye-bye. All right. So, You're on the air live with Tanya. Thank you for calling. What's your name?
This is Carly.
Hi,
I'm
Carly.
just,
So, what is your
hi,
comment?
okay, I'm sorry, what was that?
What is your comment?
Oh, this is truly demonic. White tears are nothing more than a noose. White women have been crying for 400 years, and blacks have been getting hung by the dozens because of those tears. For them to cry on you like that, and then to switch off with a smug look on their face, that's sociopathic and it's demonic. So that's
Okay.
all I want to say.
So, so you say that it's demonic, and then I'm just a little bit confused. So you said that they've been crying for 400 years. You
They
think
have, yeah. I mean, every
why
race riot.
400? Where did that number come from?
Well, you figure all the race riots and violence against blacks, since we've been here, and then from 1660 up until the present day, there's been race wars and all kind of racial violence against black people, and the major bulk of it has came at the false accusations of white women. All they have to do. How you think the Tulsa race riots started? How you think what happened in Rosewood? How that started? These was all, instituted by false accusations made by white women against blacks, against black men in particular. All they have to do is cry, and out comes the guns, out comes the nooses. This stuff is historic. And the fact that lives are lost because of white women tears, that's what makes it demonic. And
So let me
can't
ask you this
trust them.
question.
Sure.
What do you think is the reason that action begins to start taking place because of white women's tears? Why do you think that is?
Well, because it goes back to the black man being labeled the boogeyman. It's a whole boogeyman complex. Now,
Why do you
there's a
think
movie.
the question is why do you think action gets taken because of white women's tears?
Oh, because that's to maintain the dominant status quo. That's to maintain white supremacy, and that's how you preserve white womanhood, be it Southern or otherwise.
Okay. So why do you think action gets taken?
But that's why the action gets taken to it's all about control and protection. So in
But
order to
what is
ensure the
it? What is
women,
it? Why though? Why is the action taken? What is it? How, why? Why is action able to be taken?
because of preservation of white supremacy, preservation of protection of the white woman, to make sure that she remains pedestalized.
Okay,
This
but
is why
why
the
is
action,
action able to be taken? Why?
well, because with white supremacy and white entitlement and white privilege being long seared into our society, there's your why.
No, no. Why is it able to be taken? Because a
But
person can cry, but
that's
why is action able to be taken?
because with white supremacy and whites being the dominant group, the dominant class,
Okay,
that
okay.
gives them the allowance to be able to do that. Because
Let's
without it, they have the power. So it's
okay, so
all
let's
systemic.
explore that a little bit more. Let's explore that a little bit more. Action is
Okay.
able to be taken because their men have what?
Oh, they're men. They have power. They have currency. They have resource. Everything is
Okay.
stacked in their favor.
Okay.
And this is not to bash white men, but you have to look at this systemically, and the black men not having any agency to speak of. And I'm not going to sit up here and say that that's the white man's fault, because to a degree, when you look at the way things are now, it's not. Because when the miscegenation laws were struck down, on the cusp of Loving versus Virginia, you know, um, black men sought out their true reparation, which was access to white women. All during the civil rights movement, you had black men preaching black and sleeping white, and so they pedestalized white women and bought into the white standard of beauty. So when you have a level of systemic power And then when you're the blueprint and you're the standard, of beauty as a white woman, everything is allowed to take place at will. They have
Everything
the
is allowed to
systemic
take
power.
place
This
at
is
will. What
what
does that mean?
I'm sorry.
You said everything is allowed to take place at will. What does that mean?
Well, that means that will of white people. If a white woman decides, look how they're calling the police on black people for the most mundane things. You could be walking in a park, and a white person can decide that you shouldn't be in this park. As far as I'm concerned, the fact that I can see you, you're in my way. So I'm going to go ahead and sick the dogs on you. Police call law enforcement. Cops can come and remove you, and blacks can end up being killed just by a white person making that phone call.
Right, but why
So,
is that able to take place that way?
well, because for one thing, we're not taking a stand against it. We have this intra-racial war going on right within the black community, and so we're not challenging, the status quo as we should. And I really feel if we did challenge it, we could be a force to be reckoned with, because we are the largest consumers in this country. We spend $1.5 trillion annually, and our money leaves our community within 6 hours. But yet it takes the Jewish community 34 days, the Italian community like 26 days, and all this here. But it leaves our hands within 6 hours because we don't have any unity. And so that's why this type of mess continues to exist. Now, you got these women doing this crying on cue type of thing, then all of a sudden they morph into these devilish, smirkish looks on their face. But yet this is what the black man prefers. Okay, go right ahead. But this is why this stuff is allowed to happen, because the male part of our demographic is gone. Once those miscegenation laws were struck down, that's when the black men jumped ship and left the black community, because you have to remember too, white women are an accoutrement to success, and that is the black man's belief. So they don't figure themselves to be successful unless they're with a white woman. This is their hardcore belief, and this is why the white status quo, white supremacy, and everything else continues to go on, and because we're not partakers in it. The black men are solely, completely, as opposed to black women that fully partake. You see the videos. I don't know if you've been on YouTube. I don't know if you've been on YouTube, but I remember back in 2010 when YouTube was first starting, but even before then, there was like over a 10-year period. First 10 years of YouTube, there was over 53,000 anti-black videos that was all on YouTube against black women. And it wasn't white people, Asian, it was black men that was making these anti-black women hate videos. And there were black women who were being attacked, and in some cases even murdered behind these videos. So now this stuff continues to happen because our male counterparts are now willing participants in the status quo of white supremacy.
Okay.
So they're sitting up there and they're liking this, and they think this is cute.
They think what is
that's
cute?
dangerous. They're sitting up there, they're crying, boo hoo hoo, crying and all of that. And all of a sudden, they stop, they cry on cue, and then all of a sudden they stop and make these smirks on their face.
But who thinks it's cute?
That's dangerous. I'm sorry?
Who thinks it's cute?
Well, the brothers, they think that stuff is cute. White women can be some of the most vicious women in the world because of the level of protection that they have. No matter what a white woman does, you will never hear a white man debase her and besmirch her existence out in public. You'll never see it.
So you're saying that there aren't white MGTOW creators, that there aren't white content creators who are besmirching white women?
I haven't seen it.
Have you been onto the white side of YouTube?
I'm sorry?
Have you been onto the white side of YouTube?
The white side of YouTube?
Yes.
No, I haven't been on the white. I've ventured on there, but the reason why I really don't go on it and haven't been on it, Because all I hear is the typical crap. Oh, black women are jealous of white women, and the black men are calling us hair hat holes and nappy head bitches and all that. Who
Excuse
wants
me,
to hear that
excuse
day
me,
in and day
excuse
out?
me, excuse me, excuse me. You know, there's certain words we can't use on YouTube.
Oh, I apologize. Oh, I didn't know
So
you
but I
couldn't.
asked
I'm
you
sorry.
about the white side of YouTube. And then you start talking about black men again.
Right, but when you go on the white side of YouTube, well, I visited the white side of YouTube, and all I saw was black men debasing black women to white women doing it too, right along with it. That's all I
Okay,
hear is
I don't think I don't think you've
black
been
women
onto the
bad.
white side of YouTube because
So I don't go
there are white
if
men out there who are disparaging women and they are toxic and they have all
are
different
they
types of
disparaging white women?
I'm
Are they
sorry?
disparaging white women? Are they disparaging white women the
Yes, I
way
don't
black men
understand the
are
question.
disparaging us? Because I haven't seen it.
Because you haven't seen a thing means that it doesn't exist?
No, it doesn't. I'm just saying I haven't seen it.
All I'm
Even when
saying
I
is
do
venture
searches,
over, venture over. They're out there,
okay,
venture.
I'll venture over and look. That'll be something to see. Because I'll tell you right now, straight out, I don't claim to have knowledge of everything. If I haven't seen something and I don't know about it, I'm woman enough to say it.
They
I'll cover and say, no,
started
I didn't know.
there's
Huh?
listen. They
No,
started
I
the
didn't know that was
manosphere.
going on. It started last year.
The manosphere. Do you think that it's possible that black men are participating in a set of behaviors, a set of toxic male behaviors in this country that were not first promulgated by white men? Do you think that that's possible? Honestly.
Well, that is something to think about. But when I look at the black men in my family and the way they speak about black women,
You know, we're there's a lot of different topics swimming around in one or two sentences in this conversation. The thing that we're speaking about is the white side of YouTube with white men creating horrific content against white
about white women.
women. Yes,
Oh wow,
they're even picking up
oh,
guns
I
and
would have to.
shooting them down in mass. They're
Wow,
saying
I would have to bend over and look at that because I'm gonna tell you, I had
they're
no idea. I
yes,
had no because I wasn't. I mean, that must not be really mainstream because I never had no idea.
the black
'Cause
content creators are not mainstream. It's just that YouTube curates content for people based on who it is that you watch. And you know what's really strange? Let me ask you all here who are on this broadcast. There's 421 people on YouTube live, 247 on Facebook, and we got 4 people on Twitter Periscope coming in. Twitter people, go ahead and type a little hello over here so we can see that you all are here. So,
and I do wanna apologize to you once again with regards to the language.
it's okay. It's okay.
No, I
So
just wanted
my
to apologize just
yeah,
to be respectful.
listen, I'm losing my train of thought. It's like really hard to try to keep the thought in my head because there's a lot going on. So we were talking about the manosphere. Lord, I done lost my train of thought.
And then we were talking about how white men are bashing white women on the white side of YouTube that I was totally
Oh
unaware
yes,
of.
yes, yes. I wanted to ask you all here. Who here, if you've heard of a content creator by the name of Khadija Mgawe, I believe that's her name. Go ahead and put up the number 2 if you've heard of her. Khadija, she's a very dark-skinned black female YouTube content creator. If you've heard of her, put up the number 2. I'd like to look, there's the Twitter
Oh, I never
Periscope
heard of her.
people.
Well, I'm glad I called in because you enlightened me on something that I was totally unaware of.
Look at our little
I have not.
Periscope people coming in. So listen, so let me just make this point. She made
Sure.
a video. She made a video a few weeks ago that
Okay.
talked about colorism in the algorithm. That the
What?
algorithm filters people by their skin tone. And I said, surely, surely, surely. Let me put this on vertical so you all can see. I said, surely
How?
this can't be right. I said, algorithm with the skin tone? Let me tell you
Really? Now
something.
that's interesting.
Since watching her video, I
Uh-huh.
was fed content from another dark black content creator. I clicked on her content. Now there are
Right?
three more. Now I'm telling you, I'd never seen another dark complected content creator before her. Then I saw her, I clicked on her video. I watched like two of her videos, and then she was
Okay.
like talking about her lighting and her dark skin and the things that were going on and the algorithm, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I was like, they can't possibly filter out content by skin tone. And then now I have dark skinned people, like people that are darker than I've ever seen on YouTube before, that I didn't even know existed.
Really?
Let me
She
let me just
she
go
might have
to
some use of
let me
that.
go to
If they can
YouTube.
do face recognition, why not that too?
All right. So I
Yeah, I think she has a point because if they can sit there and do all this facial recognition stuff that they got going on and all these other levels of artificial intelligence, why not that with the algorithms too? She just might be
yeah.
right.
So
She might
I
be onto
didn't so
something.
I didn't realize that that was a thing until
Mm-hmm.
right when I clicked on her content. And then now
Right.
all of a sudden I'm getting dark skinned black women content creators in my feed. And I didn't
That
even know
doesn't
that
shock me.
YouTube was doing that. I didn't know that YouTube. So if you have people in your feed that are mostly black, now they're even
Mm-hmm.
filtering it down to skin tone. So they
Oh
look
yeah,
at
I'm not.
your clicking patterns, and this is part of the reason that they shape your world. There's this documentary called Social Dilemma, and Social
Right.
Dilemma on Netflix will dive a little deeper into just how manipulative these platforms are into making you see the world a certain way. These
Oh,
platforms are very
absolutely.
manipulative.
It's quite sinister when you really think about
Yeah,
when
so
you
you know
look at
what?
the technological
We've been on the phone
capabilities.
for 17 minutes, so let me jump off because I want to give other people a chance to call in. So thank you so much.
Thank you. I didn't mean to stay too long on the phone, but thank you anyway.
There's no need for all of these apologies.
I
We
just
all
want to
have
be
choice.
respectful. I just want you to know that I respect you and I respect what you do and I appreciate your channel. And I just want to say thank you.
Right. You know, what happens when you give all of these apologies, right? You make it seem as if I was not a willing, active participant and did not have choice and agency. There's no need for
Oh
all of the
no, no,
apologies
no, no,
because
no, no. That's
all right.
not no, that's not the case at all. I was apologizing for language, and I was apologizing for being on the call with you too long. That's what it was all about. No, it's
This is
nothing against you at all.
I don't find it I don't find it quote unquote respectful to apologize for being on the call quote unquote too long. I just that's not it seems
Oh, because
very.
when you said we've been on the phone 17 minutes, that's why I apologize.
But why are
Um,
you
I,
apologizing? What did you have to do with that?
well, no, I figured if we're on the phone too long, I don't want to take away from other
Did you
callers.
feel that it was too long?
I just want to be a
Right.
respecter of your time.
Thank you
That's
so
all it
much for
was. I think
calling
you're
in.
reading a
Thank you
little
so
too much.
much. All right. So, phone lines are open. You know, women, we do this a lot. We do this a lot, and we've got to get out of this apologizing for existing. We've got to get out of that. We've got to get out of it. We've got to get out of this apologizing for taking up too much space, taking up too much time, being someplace, being alive, being too tall, laughing too loud. Women, we've got to get out of that. We've got to get out of it. We've got to hold your space. Hold your space. You're on the air live with Tanya.
Hi, Tanya. Okay.
Hi.
Um, there, like you said, I'm glad you said it. There's so many different conversations in this one line, like so many different conversations. The thing that stands out to me is the fact that they said this is the most powerful weapon or the most harmful weapon or whatever to black men, and it's like, so what you're saying is you are so intent on being in white women's faces that them possibly saying that you did something to them where they didn't want it to happen is the biggest thing that you have to worry about. Like it's so I can't even get my words together. Like it's just it okay, I'm sorry.
You know what? Take a few
Let me
moments because I need to make an announcement anyway. So I'm going to put you on hold. Go ahead and get your thoughts together. I'll come right back to you, okay?
Okay.
All right. All right, let me just clear this up for anybody who is confused. Let me clear this up for anyone who is confused. There's certain, in certain cultures, we do that. We apologize for existing. When I was in Japan, I found it very annoying that they apologize so much. When you apologize too much, it makes the apology meaningless. Like I remember the last straw for me was when I went to this restaurant and the lady, so we went to the we walked into the restaurant and the lady bowed down her head and she was like saying this long sentence apologizing for not having already been there the very microsecond that it took for us to walk up to the podium. I found it so annoying. I left the restaurant. I couldn't take it anymore. It was just too much. I wanted to go someplace else. In certain cultures, that's the norm for us to apologize for existing, for us to apologize for taking up space. Black women, especially, we have got to stop apologizing for existing. And I understand that there's some people who are from the South and apologizing is, I don't know if there's another way that we can train ourselves to be other than continuing to apologize for things that we just did not have any control over. It doesn't, to me, it is demeaning. And I don't personally like it. I don't like it. It's troubling. It feels manipulative because it's empty, it's hollow, and it's I don't know how else to describe it. It's like, come on, let's stop this. I personally find it to be a very bad habit. Oh, I'm sorry for taking, oh, I'm this, oh, why are we always apologizing? People do that a lot. People do it a lot. Women especially do it a lot. A woman will yawn, she'll apologize, she'll laugh too loud, she'll apologize. She won't cover her mouth when she's laughing, she'll apologize. It's a lot. It's a lot. And we've got to start owning our space, being okay with allowing a person to make the choice, right? If a person makes a choice to engage with you, why apologize for a person making the choice to engage with you? They made the choice. They're a willing participant. Why apologize for something that somebody else consented to be in the moment with you? It's like I think that we've got to make some shifts and some changes. That's how I feel. All right, let me grab this call. All right, you're on the air with Tanya. Go ahead.
Okay. I think I've composed myself.
Oh, it's quite right.
I do
Go
want to point
forward.
out some things from the last caller that I had to write down, like when you were asking her why is action able to be taken when these women
Hold on, I'm so
do
sorry.
that
Let
or
me
whatever.
just say this. I'm about to curse some people out. Listen, I'm sorry. If there's anybody who's not enjoying this live, or you feel that I'm rude, or you feel that I'm wrong, get the fuck off my live. It's as simple as that. If you do not want to be here, fucking leave. It's as simple as that. If I want to be rude, I know how to fuck to be rude. And you will not see no motherfucking apology after these statements. Get the fuck off if you don't want to be here. It's as simple as that. And if you don't like this, then you can go ahead and bounce from that too. Because I know how to be rude. I know how to be rude. And when I am purposely being rude, like right now, you will not see any apology from me on it. So bounce. It's as simple as that. Doggone it. I do not need people to call up onto my phone apologizing to me over and over and over again about stuff. I'm saying that we as women need to find a different way. We need to find a different way. And if that's a part of your culture, if you see that a person is saying, how many times do I need to tell a person you do not need to apologize to me? It's enough. Now you're imposing your will on me, and I don't want to be in that exchange with a person whose head is always bowed. I don't want to be in that. If there's anybody who feels that I need to be calm, get the fuck off too. It's as simple as that. Simple. Go, bounce, go someplace where you feel the vibe is more conducive to whatever it is that you like to experience, because you're not going to experience that here. This is an unapologetic place. It's as simple as that. I take up my space, and I am glad and happy to take up the space that I hold. And if you're going to take up this space with me, I am consenting to be in that space with you. If there's anybody who doesn't want to be here, go. It's as simple as that. It's too late in the evening or too early in the morning for fuckery. Life is too short. If don't spend time on content creators' pages that you are not feeling. It's as simple as that. Yes, I'm rude to my supporters. I am. I'm rude. I'm just rude, period. It's as simple as that. And if there's anybody who takes issue with the fact that I'm motherfucking rude, this may not be the place for you. Simple. Go ahead. Anyway, we're back.
Okay. Hold on, I'm listening to you. I'm still
You
listening to
could
you.
go
So
ahead
I'm like,
and
yes,
turn that down in
yes.
the background. Go forward, my dear.
Yeah, that's what I'm turning it down now. Okay. Okay, I guess, shoot, back to the guy or whatever. The reason that the action can be taken is because these white women know that their men will protect them. We don't have that in our community. We don't have that. We have genuine peers that are disregarded, that are made fun of, that are turned into memes. And
Yes.
for that lady to say that we don't challenge it. We do challenge it all the time when it's a black man. All we do is, they killing our black men. See, like, matter of fact, she did it. Like when she was saying about the whole, those tears are devilish, and no, they're not. No, they're not. He is choosing to be in a white woman's face, knowing everything that he knows about them. I mean, that's suicide. Well, whatever. That's what they want. Like, whatever. But we always crying about what the white man and the white woman do to the black man. Okay. And we definitely didn't need anti-miscegenation laws for them to do this, because they were doing it before. That's how the laws got into place. They were fighting hard for them laws to get into place, because all they ever wanted was to be with white women. So, of course, he thinks that the most dangerous thing to a black man is a white woman, I guess, I don't want to say because I feel like it's deeper than just the whole, false accusations. I think it's deeper than that. I think it stems from rejection and all the way down to false implications, because right now, I don't think there's any false implications going on. Like, not worth noting. Like, not worth noting. Like, okay, it's not like back in the day where they were saying like the Emmett Till and whatnot. Like, these men are actively partying with these women and doing things, and they are harmful because they're harmful to all women. So when they are with a white woman, and if she says that something happened that she didn't want to happen, I'm more inclined to believe it, because they don't respect women at all. So I'm just saying, like, the whole false accusation thing, when it comes to the R word, people like to use that 1 out of 10 times to create the rule instead of seeing it as the exception. Like, in most cases, when someone says something happened to them, it did. But that's a whole other tangent on a whole other thing.
You know what? I personally feel that there are many Caucasian people out there who are offended by us existing. They don't want our children selling waters on the sidewalk. They don't want
Hmm.
us walking dogs or bird watching in the park. They don't want us swimming
Right.
in pools. And I do believe that they do make up a lot of, I believe that they make up false situations, create false narratives, pretend to be innocent. And in an argument or confrontation or disagreement with a Black person, they are looked at as more innocent and um, more
Yes.
all of that stuff, right? And
Well, that's why I
so,
was saying that the tears thing is not just about the R word, which is what I gathered he
oh,
was
okay.
trying to get at. That's what I was saying.
Oh,
It
I
comes to
wonder.
it's like it's so many
I didn't
things
even
that it
think of
covers.
that. Well, you know what? I think there are huge societal issues that exist with the fact that
Definitely.
their quote unquote tears wield so much power. The thing that was confusing for
Yes.
me about that post was how Black men made it about themselves when it's just some white women crying, or
Right.
doing their fake
Right.
cry or whatnot. So, yeah, I don't know,
Yeah, because
child.
like you said, those tears are very extremely dangerous, but not for the reasons that they're trying to imply. It's for all the things like you just said. The way that if we go to the park with our dog, if we do anything, and then that white woman puts on her tears, that is detrimental to us as a whole, all of us. And you reduced it down to you getting your stuff wet, like that's where their mind always goes. That's the only thing that they worried about.
But the
How
only
can they
person
have
that's saying
access
that
to
is
the
you
women?
though. But you're the only person adding that to the conversation. Nobody else talked about intimate assault. Only you.
Oh, well, for me, that's what when he said I'm not gonna say nothing. The way I took it is because they always saying, oh, like the sinisterness of it, how they said like, oh, she's crying and then she turns it off. Like to me,
Yeah,
that's false accusation.
but
And
please
for it to
realize
say the most
that.
dangerous thing for a Black man specifically, that made
Right.
for me because I know they think with their peen. That made me
But
go to that because
that's where
they,
your mind is going, but you're bringing that into the conversation. I
yes,
didn't think that at all. And I don't know how many other people thought that too, but the people who interpret that in that way are the ones that are bringing that into the convo. But you have to realize that that's something that's emanating from your own mind. I
yes. I thought that was clear. I said what I took from it. Yeah, like it
Well,
didn't say those words. I
let
said,
me ask you all, let me ask you all out there in the audience. When the Black guy was like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? What do you think he was talking about? What do you think he was talking about when he was like, I'ma just when he said that? What do you think he was talking about? You can write it in the comments below so I can see what was on inside of each of your minds. So, okay, so Shah is saying in general, um oh Lord, someone is saying that the tears taste great. That is so funny. All right. Well, you know what? We appreciate you calling in and giving your point of view. Please do know that anything that we read into what this means, because it's so vague,
exactly.
it's
So it's
so
going to be
vague.
read into, like you said, but from our own
Right.
perspectives, what we, we're bringing our own
Mm-hmm.
biases, what we've seen in
Yeah.
our own, So yeah, so I'm not stating it as fact,
Well, no,
but
no, no.
that's
I'm
what
not
I
saying
took
that you're
from it.
stating a fact, but I'm saying that you're you came in with a perspective and assigned that perspective as if they stated that perspective or had that perspective and then arguing against the perspective that you brought in. So it's like kind of like circular. But nonetheless, thank you so much for calling in and giving your point of view. We appreciate it.
Alrighty, thank you.
All right, bye-bye. So yeah, so each person read something and saw something different in whatever his eyes and eyebrows were telling us. And Lisa said that's their preference, not our problem. Precisely. Precisely there. So when I saw that look, right? So you all want to see it again? Let's see this next call. You're on the air live with Tanya. What's your name?
Laura,
Hi, Laura. So what is your comment?
I love listening to your show.
Thank you.
Are white women welcome?
I'm sorry?
Are white women welcome?
Are you calling in from Facebook? Are you watching on Facebook?
I am.
Because I find Facebook people to be a little different than other people on the internet. And so your question seems like the type of question that would come in from Facebook. Do you have a comment about the subject?
Well, I'm listening to it, and it's really good. I guess I'm wondering, what is the subject? Because I guess I'm in lag. The last thing I'm hearing about is, what did we think that meant with the tears? So what is the question of the night?
You know, we do have the ability on the platforms to be able to scroll backwards to be able to catch up. There was a video
Well,
that went viral that showed some TikTokers. So why don't you just go scrub back and then take a look at the earlier videos? I was confused by your initial question where you started asking me if white women were welcome. What made you decide to come up with that question?
oh, because I went to Syracuse the other day, and because there's such a thing in America today about race and division, and I guess it's my way of softening the crowd. I don't know. I went to a place where I was outside, and they were making stuff, and it's just how I broke the ice, going into a place with all, I don't know, 15 black
Okay.
people, and just finding out, hey, can I come and play? Well,
All
I guess
right.
I've
So
been
let's
listening
let's
to.
let's find out. White or red? What you on this evening, my lady? White or
Oh
red? What you
no,
what you
no. I'm clean. No,
Oh,
this is what I'm
you
gathering from
ain't
all
you
this
ain't
stuff. Is that
drinking tonight? 'Cause it
I'm
sounds like the
sorry?
party started over there already.
No party. I'm high on life, I guess. No, I'm just
Okay.
listening to so much that's going on, and I'm thinking, I guess it depends where we live,
How did you
because
happen to come upon my video? How did you find my video?
I'm a subscriber.
Okay. How
I
long have you been
subscribe to you.
subscribed to my page?
Yes.
How long
Hi-
have you been
Um,
subscribed?
I'm not sure.
A day, two
Oh,
days, a year, three
oh
years?
no. Probably 3 months.
Okay, 3 months. And in the 3 months, you haven't gathered what the page is about?
Well, yes, I think you discussed black issues and the relationships that people have, and I think I listened to you saying trying to open people's eyes and seeing diversity, and that's what I like
Okay.
about you.
Okay. And so you decided to start out the conversation. So you already knew whether white women were or weren't welcome when you came on. You were just saying that to be funny.
I tried.
Oh, okay. 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 Okay.
I guess I didn't. I guess I missed the mark.
Okay. 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 All right. All right.
One of the things that's going on in today's discussion is I hear a lot, like people saying, is that white men versus black men on what happens, like they're going to defend white man defends the white woman, and the black men don't beat up on their white women. And I'm thinking that's not true.
Wait,
I
somebody
think
was
it's
saying that
more.
black men don't beat up on white women. Is this what? So you telling us
Yeah,
that
well,
you know from personal experience that that's not true?
yeah.
Because some black man beat up on you?
No, they're saying white men don't beat up on white women.
So a white man beat up on you?
Well, I'm just saying I see white men beating up on white women. It's not. I don't think this has anything to do with race. I think it's just a behavior that happens to men who don't know how to keep their fists down to their sides. I
When did
don't
we
think it's
start
a.
talking about domestic violence though? Because I don't remember that being a part of the conversation. When you decided to call in, what is it that you were wanting to talk about when you called in?
It seems to me like people are talking about race as the white supremacy and how the white people have had it so good for so long, and the black people have been suppressed for so long, 400 years, somebody said. I'm thinking, geez, 2,000 years ago, women were so suppressed. I mean, we were just all suppressed. And I'm just saying that I think women are suppressed. And I'm not belittling what happened to
So
my
you got
black
biracial
brothers and sisters.
children?
What?
You got biracial children?
No, I don't.
So I'm so confused. I'm confused.
Why? How does that confusing? People are saying that women, white women, don't understand what it's like to be a black woman, and I don't. I really don't. But in some ways, I do, because I haven't had rights either. I only got the right to have my own checkbook in the 80s.
So you say that you know what it's like to be a black woman?
No, I said I don't know what it's totally like to be a black woman.
But you know some ways because you didn't have a checkbook. Because you didn't have a checkbook, that gave you some melanin. So what happened?
Gave me some what?
When you were, because I know back in the days they had, when you used to sign the check, it had like the little, you know, that paper that had the ink on one side and you would sign, and then the ink, so you got that on your fingers and somehow that smudged around on your face and you thought you was a black woman because of your checks?
No, I'm just saying women, and we didn't have the right to vote. People suffered. The black people are not the only ones that fought for slavery to be overturned.
Right. So I'm confused. Listen.
Okay.
Listen. I don't want to curse you out. Okay? I'm trying with all my might to be very nice to you. Yes, because what you're doing is, have you done any type of reading? Have you read anything that has anything to do with any type of race relations, anything? Or do you just,
yes.
Okay, so what have you read to educate yourself?
Well, let me say read. Okay, so I watched the movie Just
Name a book, lady. Name a book that you have taken your eyes and put across the letters on a page and ingested the letters into your retina, up onto your brain and into your psyche. Name something you have read, please.
Right now, I can't remember.
So you have read nothing.
College.
How old are you?
60.
So you're 60. What year were you born in? If it's 2021, what year were you born in? You were born in 1951. So you were born in 1961. So in the 80s, you were in college.
No, I was a late bloomer. I went to college in the to get my nursing license in the 80s. But then I got my bachelor's in 2000 and my master's in 2014.
So you're saying that you read something that had to do with race relations when you were in college. Was that in the 80s or in the 2000s?
2000s.
Okay.
But I read stuff about Martin Luther King.
Listen.
Listen, you know what?
I'm not, listen, dear. Listen. You are on the phone right now. You are my elder, okay? You're my elder. And you, as the position of elder, are supposed to be in a space in which you're supposed to be a vat of knowledge for the younger people who come behind you. But you have not done your due diligence. You're coming onto the phone, bogarting your way into this space, and you haven't done your part. You're speaking to an African-American young woman, and you are telling me that you know partially what it's like to be a Black woman because you didn't get your checkbooks until sometime in the 80s or 90s or whenever it is that you got your first checkbook. You haven't done what it is that you need to do. And when I asked you what books you have read to educate yourself on race relations, you cannot name one book that you as an elder have read before you decided to bring your white ass onto my phone to have a conversation with me, an African-American woman, live on air. You didn't take the time to scroll back into the video. You can't name one book that you've read. So I want you to ask yourself, what is it that you think that you're doing, lady? What do you think you're doing?
Well, let me say this. If your only criteria for knowing about a Black American woman is to read a book, then I think your criteria is pretty limited. You didn't ask me how many Black American women I have interviewed, have you?
You know,
Because I've interviewed many.
we started with books. And I'm sorry, but if you've gotten to the point in your life where you're 60 with a master's degree and you have not read, can't even think of one book that you've read, and your only information is from people that you have the limited ability to come into contact with, then you're limited, dear. I'm sorry. You do not have the breadth and depth of information gathered from people outside of your immediate purview. That's limitation right there. That's the purpose of reading books.
With no disrespect,
Your phone
you're
call is
really
a disrespect.
limiting this because
Listen,
you're not taking into consideration. You're being intolerant.
I am
Because I don't have
intolerant.
the
I am
ability
intolerant of
to
ignorance.
read because of my dyslexia.
You can
It's
listen to
difficult for me to
audiobooks.
read.
You can listen to audiobooks. You don't have to look at you can listen to audiobooks. You can't even
There
name
you
one
go.
of those.
You have already chopped me off the block, and you said, okay, this person is not worthy for me to find any golden nuggets from. I'm going to cast her out, and that's
After
the
you
problem
made
with
that,
America
after
today.
you made that
Because you're gonna
comment
cast me
about
out.
checkbooks,
See, I listened to you. I watched your YouTube. Your Facebook. I've listened to you for a while, and
apparently
I
you
think you have
haven't.
something to offer me to teach me. But you think I'm not worthy of you. So
You know
I
what it
tried.
is? You know what it is that you're not worthy of, my lady? You're not
Your
worthy of
space.
interacting with me live because you haven't done what it is that you needed to do before you came onto this phone to enter into it, to
I
ask me
refuse to be
whether or not
chastised by you. Goodbye.
the nerve. Now all of a sudden she's going to try to gaslight at the end. Please. She knew she was wrong before she came onto this line. Go and read. Read a book, read a book, read a goddamn book. There's a song out there. If you don't know it, there's a song. It says, read a book, read a book, read a goddamn book. Read a book. Go educate yourself before you come into the space of an African-American woman. Educate your fucking self so that you don't have to come up here. Ignorant. Like you haven't even done the basics. It's like you want to enter into the den with a lion and you haven't even prepared. You're coming up with some basic talking points, just nonsensical. Nonsensical. I'm going to open the phone lines back up because I'm not going to let that be my last call of the night. You're on the air live with Tanya. What's your name?
Hi, Tanya. My name is Jordan. I've just been watching you, and I really like your message that you're putting out there for African American women, and the going back to your original video that you were playing at the beginning of your live or the second live this evening. I think that it's really, I don't even know what to say. I think it's really, what is the word I'm looking for? It's twisted how, people really twist things by faking emotion like that.
Mm.
And I think it's just something that doesn't really help anybody. It's something that hurts people, because imagine sitting here watching TikTok or YouTube and seeing that, and then having somebody in that same day break down to you in tears, and you're not sure if what they're feeling is real, because you seen on YouTube, you seen on TikTok, all that. Like, you know, I don't know.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your comment.
No problem. Thank you.
All right. Phone lines are open 323-488-3149. We're going to take just a few more calls and then we're going to jump out of here. So if there's anybody who thinks that I am rude, yes, I am rude. It's as simple as that. Let me answer your question for you so that there's no mistakes about it. I'm rude. Yes, I'm rude. So I'm not going to sit up here and say that rudeness is off the table. It's always on the table. Watch and see. Watch and see. Come in with some nonsense and you see how you get the rudeness. Please come up with fuckery and see if you don't get it back. Phone lines are open 323-488-3149. You could always tell the Facebook mouth breathers. There's something weird going on in the energy, in the atmosphere on Facebook. The nerve, people that they tell so many untruths and then they come and they try to pretend. I can see right through it. Let me I haven't checked the apples in a minute. Let me check and see because it's after a certain time, so the sound is not on. You're on the air live with Tanya. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Simone.
Hi, Simone. Hold on for just one moment. I'm going to read an apple real quick, okay?
Okay.
All right. So let's take a look. Dion sends $6.66 and says, white woman called and proved all of our points in real time. Right. You saw that how she came in as with her passive aggression, feigned ignorance. Then you saw how she got haughty, right? Then she started talking about other people's limitations. Then she tried to throw her some alleged dis-ease into the mix, and then she decided that she was going to hang up and say that she refused to get cussed at. I told her, listen, we were very nice to that woman. We gave her airways because she was entertaining for a moment, but she did prove our point. The fakeness, claiming that she was that she's been on the page and she feels that I have something to offer. Of course, she wants to call in and start acting intoxicated and drunk on stupidity. Right? She want to call in and act like she don't know what the F is going on. Then you find out that she's a woman who has 2 master's degree. Please. And she was born in 1950 something. Come on now. She needs to go sit her ass down someplace and go rewind, go open up a book, go put her earphones in, listen to a book or something. But she has not done anything. She sure did prove our points. Whoo, child. Let's go back to this caller. All right. Tell us your name one more time.
Hi, my name is Simone.
All right, Simone. So what is your comment this evening?
Well, brief. I just came in on the tail end of the call with that woman. And through my own experiences, I've lost a job to a hysterical, lying, crying white woman. And that last caller just brought me back to the arrogance. At the same time, they are attempting to teach you something that you already know, and they don't have the self-awareness to be quiet and listen to what you're attempting to teach them. It's the fact of her, the woman that was on the call, saying that she had these interviews, and then it's like, what was the context of these interviews? Are these friends? Was this academic? Was this employment related? For you to think you have this insight into the Black culture so much that you could tell a woman who's lived the life that she could learn from you.
But what about her checkbook? She knew what it was like to be a Black woman because of her checkbook.
Tanya. I'm sorry. I didn't even catch the part where she talked about the checkbook. I heard you reference it, but I didn't hear when she referred to it. But they have these minute, insignificant experiences with adversity, with their view of discrimination, that they think that they can relate in a way
Exactly.
that has you like flabbergasted sometimes.
Yes, let me just state this for the record. For any Caucasian people who are in the audience now watching, it is not my job to educate you. Go educate yourself. Educate yourself. You don't go into the ocean and talk about ocean. You didn't educate. Blah, 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 blah. No, go educate yourself. Do what it is that you need to do. Come on now, it's ridiculous. All of the books and resources out there, and then all of a sudden, because you're uneducated and ignorant on a topic, you're going to claim dyslexia. There's dyslexic people reading every doggone day, and there are also dyslexic people listening to audiobooks. So what is the excuse for being ignorant in
That's what I'm
2021?
saying. And that's what kills me is because when they say educate me or, oh, I don't know, or it's like, oh, so you have this internet, you have a computer at the end of your fingertips, and you have been curious about our hair, our culture, our speech, our music, our movies, our way of life, and you haven't attempted to look this shit up? You haven't
Not one
attempted, oh, you're an
time.
academic and you haven't attempted to read? Like, what? You were curious, you wanted to know this, and you couldn't educate yourself in some way? And it's like they feign
Exactly.
this ignorance, but they don't give that same courtesy to people who are out there maybe doing different things. So maybe they see people that are acting in a way that they don't approve of, but you don't think, okay, maybe these people don't know a better way. Someone out there, some people are thinking like, oh, these people, they don't know, or they, I don't know. It's
Exactly. That
just,
was her voice exactly. This girl ain't gonna know white women allowed. Come on
and then
now.
how she played the victim in the end, like, oh,
Hmm.
you think I'm not worthy? Like, girl, okay, yep. If that's what you think,
She
no,
really
you're not
wasn't
worthy. Because
worthy.
that's
She
what you think
wasn't.
about yourself.
And you know, she lurking right now. You're not worthy to have a live interaction with me and you don't educate yourself, dear. No, Granny, you're not. You're not deserving of my time.
She's not. She's not. But
Listen, I don't know what generation. Listen, let me. We're gonna let you get off the phone because I'm gonna give my last 2 cents and then jump off the line. Thank you so much for calling in.
thank you for having me. Good night,
All
Tanya.
right, good night. All right, listen. We don't kiss white ass over here. We don't kiss man ass over here, and we don't kiss no ass over here. Listen. I appreciate all of you coming out. This was a great broadcast. I had a lot of fun out here today. There are people out here who, because of their supremacy, they feel entitled. That's what the issue is. They feel entitled because they know that they wield the power and the might of their men with their faux victimhood, these aggressive quote unquote victims. But listen, ain't no white ass being kissed over here. Ain't no ass being kissed over here. Stop this. Stop this mess. Stop it. Go educate yourself. Be sincere and stop coming in. Listen, it's like people think that they can come and swing their two white teddies in the air, hitting you with them, and think that you're gonna be like, oh yes, it miss it. Oh yes, ain't nothing happening like that over here. It's not happening like that over here. It's like, come correct. Do your due diligence. Have respect enough for a person that before you enter into their realm, that you do what the F you need to do before you enter into that realm. Because you're occupying that space is a privilege, not a right. You don't have the right to interact with me, and you don't have the right to force your agenda onto me. It's ridiculous. Listen, it's ridiculous. I appreciate all of you for coming out. Go out there and love one another. Most importantly, what? Hey, love yourself. Hey, listen, this ain't 1963. Hey, this ain't 1964. Ooh, this ain't. You better take your foolishness out the door, girl. You better take your door, yo. Take it out the door, yo. Because this ain't the times where you could get on by with your white legs and your white tears and your white cries. Oh my, oh no, you better go out the door, Flo. You better go out the door, Flo. You better go out the door, Flo. Cause we ain't taking it anymore, yo. We ain't taking it anymore, yo. We ain't taking it anymore. Hey, go out the door, Flo. Hey, go out the door. Listen, hey, 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 don't get TKO'd. Don't get TKO. Oh, don't get TKO. Don't get TKO. No, don't get TKO. No, don't get TKO. No, don't get TKO. Ooh, don't get TKO. Hey, hey, hey. Ow! Listen. What is the self-love lesson here tonight, y'all? Listen, what is the self-love lesson here tonight? There's so many. I'm going to let you all tell us what the self-love lesson is tonight. Tell us. What is, while I'm waiting for your self-love lessons to come out? Come on, let's get this. Hey. Oh! What's the TKO lesson tonight? Hey. Not on our Juneteenth. Not today. We don't play. Hey, we ain't playing today. And oh, nope. Hey, oh, not over here. Hey, not over here. We ain't taking it. Hey, no more out the door. Self-love lessons. Go ahead, put them up on the screen while we get out of here. Yeah. Come on. Hey. Come on. It's Juneteenth here. Come on. Hey. Yes, y'all. Oh, yes. That's another one of the lessons. Read a book. Come on, let's get it. Come on. Y'all ready? Come on. Read a book. Read a doggone book. Read a doggone book. Hey! Read a book, read a doggone book. Read a doggone book. Hey! Hey! Come on! Hey! Read a doggone book. Oh. You ain't ready for that. Read a book. Hey! Come on. Hey! It's Juneteenth, y'all. Well, it's now June 20th. Read a book. Hey! Hey! Oh my goodness. You all are so much fun. Oh my God. This is too much. Thank you. Thank you all so very, very much. Thank you for coming out. And you all put up the self-love lessons on here. Don't spend your time apologizing for taking up space. Educate yourself for you. Do whatever it is that you need to do. Don't let any disease, so-called, get in the way. Love yourself through the relationships that you choose to get into. Love yourself by realizing that you don't have to try to set all of these boundaries with strangers. Let your absence speak volumes. So many self-love lessons in today's video. So listen, I have gotten my nice little workout on. I want you all to go out there and love one another, but most importantly, love yourself. One of the things that you can do if you are an older or elder Caucasian born in the Jim Crow era, and realize that this is a new day that has dawned. You don't wield the power and control over random individuals that you used to just by mere facet of your whiteness. Get that out of your doggone mind. Love yourself enough to know that a new day has dawned, and get yourself accustomed to this new day, because you're going to go out there and embarrass your doggone self by trying to push your barbaric, antiquated, inappropriate brutalization onto others. You're going to get yourself embarrassed, because those days are long gone. Your barbarism and your unfettered, unquelled violence is over. Stop it. A new day has dawned. Love yourself enough to get out of that old Jim Crow mindset. Get out of that Jim Crow mindset, because you're going to walk upon the wrong person and you're not going to like the interaction that you have. You know what I'm saying? And you need to stop coming into spaces. Listen, you claim that you've been watching for a long time, then you know what we're about over here. We're not about fuckery over here. Listen, I have respect for elders. But then I also have the rage of my ancestors inside of me. So go ahead and play with it. All right. I appreciate all of you for coming out. Tanya TKO, and I am out.